Hello everyone, welcome to our new video. Our GA4 series is going on. If you want to watch the whole series, you can come to our channel and watch those videos from here. Okay, so in today's lecture, we'll see how to set up GA4 e-commerce tracking for Shopify. So without further ado, let's get started. So I have created a demo Shopify website so that I can show you how to set up GA4 e-commerce tracking on Shopify. And I have also created a Google Tag Manager account with my website name. You can see over here, Analytical Growth e-commerce. Okay. And I have also set up a Google Analytics 4 property. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is to enable data layer for this site. So for enabling data layer, I need to go to the admin panel of my website. So as you know, this is a Shopify CMS. So for going to the admin panel, I just need to put my website URL over here and then I'll write /admin. Okay. So we are in the admin panel of our Shopify store. Then for enabling data layer, I will write Shopify data layer on Google. Then I will see a GitHub documentation of technical web analytics and I will click on this link. Then I can see they have given us a detailed documentation on how we can enable data layer on Shopify. Okay. So I'll copy this doc file link in the video description so that you can enable data layer on your Shopify website. Okay. I have also created a doc file so that I can do it easily. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is to put Google Tag Manager code in the header section. Okay. Then we need to create a data layer all pages snippet and put this code in the data layer all pages snippet. Then we need to go to the theme.liquid section and copy this code from here and paste it right before the closing header tag. And the last thing we need to do is we need to go to the checkout page and put this tag manager and this code in the checkout page. Okay. And import GTM initial JSON and use it in the Google Tag Manager. Okay. So I will show you how to do it gradually. Okay. So if I go to the doc file, then you can see they have also told us the documentation about enabling data layer. So you can see over here, if I scroll down a little bit, scroll up a little bit, you can see over here within the theme.liquid file, you need to place the GTM code. Then you need to create a snippet called data layer all pages and copy the code of this section. You just need to copy this code and paste it in the data layer all pages section. And then within the theme.liquid layout, place the include snippet right before the closing head tag. So that's what I told in the doc file. Okay. So first of all, I need to click on online store. Then I will select themes from here and I will click on this three dot and choose edit code. Okay. Then we'll see an option called theme.liquid, and inside theme.liquid we have header element. So if I go to the Google Tag Manager option, then we can see we have two codes available here. One is for header and another one is for body. So I'm going to copy the header code from here and paste it in the header element. Okay. I'm going to save it. Then I will go to the tag manager again and copy the body code from here. And if I scroll down a little bit, then we'll see an option called body element. Okay. So you can see over here. So I'll paste the body code over here and click on save. The next thing we need to do is to create a snippet called data layer all pages. Okay. So if I scroll down a little bit, then we'll see an option called snippets. I'll click on add new snippet and I will name the snippet as, if I go to the doc file, then you can see over here. Okay. Data layer all pages. So you just need to copy this snippet name from here and paste it in the file name section. Okay. So I'm going to click on done. Then I will go to the code section, data layer all pages.js code. So I need to copy this code from here. So this is a big code, so it might take some time for copying. So please have some patience. I'm gonna copy the whole code from here and paste it in the data layer all pages snippet section. Okay, perfect. So I have copied it and I'll go to the data layer all pages section and paste it over here. So I'm gonna click on save. Okay, perfect. Then we need to copy this code and put it right before the closing header tag. And if I go to the doc file, then you can also copy it from here. So I'm gonna copy it from here and go to the theme.liquid file and search for closing header. Okay, perfect. Then I'll put this code before the closing header and I'm gonna click on save. Then what do we need to do? We need to go to the checkout page and put this code in the checkout page. Okay, so I'll click on exit. Then I'll click on settings. I'm gonna go to the checkout section. And if I scroll down a little bit, we'll see an option called additional strips. So I'll paste the Google Tag Manager code first, then I'll put this code, okay, this code in the checkout section. So I'll go to the Tag Manager, copy this code from here and paste it over here. And if I go to the doc and click on this link, then we'll get a code here. So I'm gonna copy this code from here. Okay, so this is also a very weak code, so it might take some time for copying it, so please have some patience. Okay, so I'm gonna copy the whole code from here and paste it in the checkout page. Okay, so yeah, I have copied the whole code and I'm gonna paste it over here. Okay, perfect. Then I'll click on save. So data layer has been installed on our Shopify website. Okay, so I'll go to the tag manager and I'll submit the work. Okay, so I'll click on publish and click on continue. Okay, so let's test whether it is working or not. So for testing, I'll click on preview. Then I need to put my website URL over here. Then I'll click on connect. So I'll create a demo purchase for checking whether it is working or not. So I'll click on this product. I'll add it to the cart. I'll click on view cart. I'll click on checkout. Then I need to provide the billing info. Okay. I'll click on continue to shipping, continue to payment. Need to put the credit card information. For example, I'm giving it as 1. Name of the card, Analytical Growth, expire date 2/24, security code 121. Then I'll click on pay now. Okay. Your order is being processed. Okay, so order is completed. So I will go to the tag manager section and you can see the transaction event is firing. So if I go to the data layer, then you can see data layer is working perfectly. Okay. Then if I go to the cart section, so this is for the view cart event and this is for the add to cart, and product is for view content or view item. Okay. So I am in the tag manager section right now. So first thing, I'll be creating all the variables. Then I'm gonna create all the triggers, and at the end, I'll be creating all the tags. Okay. So I'll be using this doc file for creating all the variables and event parameters. So this is called GA4 Ecommerce Tracking doc file. I'll provide this doc link in the video description so that you can create all the variables from here, and you can also create all the event parameters from here. Okay. So currently we are in the purchase event. So I'm gonna create all the variables for purchase event. So if you create all the variables for purchase event, then add to cart, view item, view cart, all the events variable will be automatically uh, created, So let's create the data layer variable for purchase events. So the first variable I'm going to be creating is e-commerce item. So I'm going to copy it from here. And if I go to the variable section, and we'll be creating user defined variable. So I'm going to click on new, then I will name it as e-commerce items. Then I'll choose variable configuration as data layer variable, and I will name it as. So I'm going to go to the transaction event, and if I select data layer from here, then we'll see products available here. So this will be used as an item. So I'll copy these products from here and paste it in the data layer variable name section. I'm going to click on save. Then I'll create another variable for e-commerce transaction ID. So I'm going to copy it from here and click on new. Then I'll name it as e-commerce transaction ID, and I'll choose variable configuration as data layer variable, and I will name it as, you can see over here, e-commerce transaction ID. So transaction ID. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it over here. The next one I'm going to be creating is e-commerce value. So I'll click on new and name the variable as e-commerce value. Then I'll choose data layer variable from here. And if I go to the data layer, then we can see transaction total. So transaction total will be used as e-commerce value. So I'm going to put it over here. The next variable I'm going to be creating is e-commerce tax. So I'll copy it from here and click on new and name the variable as e-commerce tax, and I'll choose variable configuration as data layer variable and name it as transaction tax. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it over here. Okay, so I'll click on save. Then I'll create a data layer variable for e-commerce shipping. So I'll click on new and name it as e-commerce shipping, and I'm gonna choose variable configuration as data layer variable, and I will name it as transaction shipping. So I'll copy it from here and paste it over here. Okay. So next one will be e-commerce currency. So I'm going to copy it from here and click on new and name it as e-commerce currency. I'll click on variable configuration, choose data layer variable. And if I go to the data layer, then we'll get the currency. So I'm going to copy the currency from here and paste it over here. Okay. So I'll not be using e-commerce coupon as a data layer variable for the time being. Okay. So all the variables has been created. So I'll go to the triggers section. So I'll be creating 4 triggers. Like I want to track view item, add to cart, view cart, and purchase. So for those 4 events, I'm going to be creating 4 triggers. Okay. So the first triggers I will be creating is view items trigger. Okay. So I'll select trigger configuration as custom event. Then the event name would be, if I scroll down a little bit, then I will get a product option. So product will be used as view item. So I'm going to copy the event as product. So make sure you just need to copy the exact naming sequence from here. Okay. So if you don't copy the exact naming sequence from here, it will not be worked. Okay. So I'll paste product over here. Okay. And click on save. Then the next trigger I'm going to be creating is for add to cart trigger. Okay, so I'll select trigger configuration as custom event, and if I scroll up a little bit, then I will get the add to cart event. So I'm going to copy the add to cart event name from here. So make sure you are copying the exact thing from here and putting it over here. Okay, so I'm going to click on save, and the next trigger I'll be creating is for view cart trigger. Okay, so I'll click on trigger configuration and go to the custom event, and if I scroll up a little bit, then I'll see a cart event. So this cart event will be used as view cart. So I'm going to copy this event name from here and paste it in the custom event name section. So I'll click on save, and the last trigger I'm going to create is for purchase trigger. So I'll write purchase trigger over here, and I'll click on trigger configuration, select custom event, and if I scroll up a little bit, then we can see transaction event is firing. So transaction is basically purchase. So you can copy the event name from here and paste it over here. Okay, perfect. I'm going to click on save. Then you can see we have created 4 triggers. Now we'll be creating all the tags. So the first tags I'm going to be creating is for GA4 base tag. So I'll write GA4 base tag, and I'll choose the tag configuration as Google Analytics GA4 configuration, first one. And I need to provide a measurement ID over here. So for getting measurement ID, I will click on admin. And I'll click on data stream. I'll choose the data stream. Then we can see the measurement ID is available here. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it in the measurement ID section. And as the triggering option, I'll make it to the all pages. Okay, so I'm going to click on save. Then the next tag I'm going to be creating is for view item tag, GA4 view items. So as the tag configuration, I'm going to choose the second one, Google Analytics GA4 event. So configuration tag would be GA4 base tag, and event name, I'll copy this from the doc file. So I'll go to the view item section. I'll copy the event name from here and paste it over here. Okay. And as the event parameter, I'll go to the doc again, and we'll see those 3 are the recommended event parameters we need to send over here. Okay. So I'm going to copy the exact things from here. Make sure you're copying the exact things from here. If you copy different things, then it will not be working. So yeah, mind it. So I'm going to copy items from here. I'll copy value from here as well. And I'm going to copy currency from here. Okay. So I have already created a data layer variable for items. So I'm going to select e-commerce items from here. You can see over here. And I have also created data layer variable for value. So I'm going to choose value from here, e-commerce value. And as the currency, I'm going to be choosing e-commerce currency. Okay, perfect. And from the triggering option, I will choose it as view item trigger. Okay, so I'm going to click on save. So I'll create another tag for GA4 add to cart. Okay, so I'll click on tag configuration and choose the second one, GA4 event, and select GA4 base tag and give the event name as. So I'll go to the add to cart event. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it in the event name section. And as the event parameter, I'll go to the doc again, and we can see we have to pass those 3 parameters. Okay, so I'm going to copy them from here. Like I'll copy items from here. I'm going to be copying value from here, and I'll copy currency from here as well. Okay, so I'll choose data layer variable for items. So I'm going to be choosing for e-commerce items, similar for e-commerce value, and also similar for e-commerce currency. Okay, so perfect. And the triggering would be add to cart. Okay, so I'll click on save. And the next tag I'm going to be creating is for GA4 view cart. Okay, I'll click on tag configuration and choose the second one, and I'll select GA4 base tag from here and give the event name as view cart. So make sure you are copying the exact thing from here. So I'll name it as view cart, and as the event parameter, you can see those are the 3 recommended event parameters I need to send over here. Okay, so I'm going to be copying items from here, value from here as well, and the last event parameter I'm going to be using is currency. Okay, so I'll select e-commerce items as data layer variables for items, and for value I'm going to be choosing for e-commerce value, and currency I'm going to be choosing for e-commerce currency. And as triggering, I want to trigger it as view cart trigger. Okay, I'll click on save. And the last tag I'm going to be creating is for GA4 purchase. Okay, so I'll write GA4 purchase, and from the tag configuration I'm going to be choosing the second one, and I will select GA4 base tag and event name. So I'll go to the purchase event and copy the event name from here and paste it over here. And in the event parameter, I need to send the recommended parameter names from here. So I'll go to the doc again and I'll copy those parameter names from here. Okay, so items, the next one would be transaction ID. Then I'll be using value. Next one is tax. Then the next parameter name is shipping. And the last one I'm going to be using is currency. Okay, perfect. Then I'll choose e-commerce items from here. I have already created transaction ID data layer variable, so I'll select this e-commerce value. I'm going to be choosing e-commerce tax from here. I'll choose e-commerce shipping from here as well, and the last one I'm going to be choosing is e-commerce currency. And I want to trigger this one as purchase trigger, so I'll choose purchase from here and click on save. So we can see we have created all the tags, triggers, and variables. Okay, so let's see whether it is working or not. So first of all, I'll submit this. Okay, click on continue. I'll go to the workspace, and for testing whether it is working or not, I need to click on preview button. I need to put my website URL over here and click on connect. So I'll make a purchase. So I'll go to the product, added it to the cart, click on view cart, I'll click on checkout. Then I need to provide the billing info from here. Okay, continue to shipping, continue to payment. Then I will give the card number as 1, name of the card Analytical Growth, date 2/24, security code 121. So I'll click on pay now. Okay. Your order is being processed. Let's wait a little bit. So you can see, or I have purchased a product. So let's go to the tag manager section. Okay, you can see all of the tags are firing: GA4 base tag, GA4 view items, GA4 add to cart, GA4 view cart, GA4 purchase. So I'll go to the transaction event, and if I go to the variable section, then we can see e-commerce currency BDT, e-commerce item variables are working, e-commerce shipping. We didn't set up any shipping, that's why it is showing 0. E-commerce tag 150, e-commerce value 1150. So if I go to the product that I have purchased, then you can see its value is 1150, and its transaction ID is 1015. So if I go to the transaction ID section, then you'll be able to see e-commerce transaction ID is 1015. Okay, that means everything is working perfectly. Okay, so if I go to the data layer section, you can also see over here. Okay, you can see over here transaction shipping, transaction tax, transaction total, transaction ID, everything is working perfectly. Okay, so let's see from the analytics dashboard whether it is working or not. So I need to go to the debug view section. Okay, so you can see all the events are firing, like purchase, view cart, add to cart, view item. So if I go to the purchase event, then we'll see all the parameters value available here, like currency is BDT, tax 150, transaction ID should be 1015, and value should be 1150. Okay, so everything is working fine. So yeah, that's it for this video. So hopefully you have a clear understanding on how we can set up GA4 e-commerce tracking for Shopify. Hopefully you have liked our video as well. If you like our video, you can subscribe our channel, follow our page. You have a good day. Bye bye.